With the recent introduction of the Inspire, Enya's Super Strat offering, there's now more choice than ever when it comes to Enya smart guitars. The Inspire builds on their previous iteration, the Nova Go Sonic, which is a Les Paul style instrument. Now that there are two of these carbon fiber smart guitars on the market, which one should you invest in? Let's dive in. Fair warning, this is going to get really guitar geeky really fast. A big thank you to Enya for sponsoring this video. They've sent me their Nova Go Sonic and the Inspire, which I get to keep, but they've had no idea I was making this video, so all thoughts and opinions are my own. Let's get the similarities out of the way, because when you buy an Enya, you're buying into a smart guitar system. Both have inbuilt full-range speakers that aren't just for guitar tones. You can totally use the guitar as a portable Bluetooth speaker. Both have an identical effects engine offering the same selection of M-Sims, chorus, delay and reverb, and both are edited via the Enya music app on your phone. They also have the same control layout with the pickup selector, master volume and pickup volume knobs in the same place. This is beneficial if you have both, which will mean less time acclimating to each guitar's feel, something that you will have to experience with a traditional Strat versus Les Paul. Both feature carbon fiber construction with a compound radius neck, rosewood fingerboard, and a 0 fret. All amazing features for the price point, mind you. And something that I felt was important, since you have to periodically do this yourself, both guitars need to be flipped onto the back or side to re-string the guitar. And here's where the differences come to play. Most pragmatically, price. The Nova Go Sonic is $100 cheaper than the Inspire, and the only thing I can think of which demands a price differential is the inclusion of the wireless foot switch with the Inspire. Let me make it clear, the foot switch can't be used with the Nova Go Sonic, and it's not clear if Enya will make one available for it, or if they will update the firmware on the Nova Go Sonic so that it can be used with it. And now the major guitar geeky stuff. Number 1. Hardware differences. The Nova Go Sonic has design features close to a Les Paul style guitar. It's a single cutaway design with more mass on the upper belt, has a tune-o-matic bridge with a 3-a-side headstock. The strings are secured onto the guitar in a string-through body design, meaning you flip the guitar onto its back and change the strings from there. The strings then have to be wound in 2 different orientations because the headstock has 3 tuners aside, hence the term 3-a-side. The Inspire has design features close to a Stratocaster style guitar. Double cutaway, a 2-point floating tremolo or synchronized tremolo as coined by Fender, and a 6-inline headstock. The bridge is balanced on a 2-point fulcrum with the strings going over the bridge saddles and into a tremolo block within the guitar body, which is held together in tension by springs. It's a delicate balance, and as the great Carl Verheyen says, string tension must equal spring tension. The strings are then wound in the same orientation across all 6 strings. No need to reverse the orientation as you would with a 3-a-side headstock, hence the term 6-in-line. How will all of this impact your choice? Firstly, ergonomics and balance. The different body shapes results in a different weight distribution. Pro tip, get yourself a very cheap guitar strap, leave it in your bag so that when you go to the shop and try out the guitars yourself, you can have the strap ready to test out the ergonomics and the balance of the guitar on your body. So take the guitar, put the strap on, and let gravity do some work in seeing how it balances on your body. And with balance, we're looking at whether the guitar is neck heavy or body heavy. Well-balanced guitars will stay in equilibrium like this without much effort. On some guitars, you might have the situation where you put the strap on, you let go, and it does a neck dive. Thankfully, it does not happen with these Enya guitars. So for me, the Nova Go Sonic is pretty balanced on my body. I like how it feels. The neck feels great, and the control layout right here is in this natural suit with my hand. Next up, the Inspire. Second pro tip, you can hold the strap on your shoulder as you unbuckle it so that you don't need to do the whole dance of having to put this over your head again. Same thing, put the straps on and let gravity do the work, and it's decent. Personally for me, I think this is better balanced on my body than the Nova Go Sonic. I can leave it naturally hanging, and it takes more effort to push the neck down into a neck dive. In fact, I can't get this to neck dive at all, not like on the Nova Go Sonic. Even though on paper the specs aren't that much different, this feels a little bit more lightweight than the Nova Go Sonic. Last but not least, I make an arc with my right hand to see if there are any issues with reaching the electronics. There shouldn't be, because it's exactly the same layout as on the Nova Go Sonic. Secondly, maintenance. Restringing is a good periodic habit to have. The different bridge and headstock orientation designs will have an impact on your maintenance operating procedure. The Nova Go Sonic is easier to restring on the back in that the holes are directly accessible, but there are 3 things to be aware of. First up, the tuning machines need to be strung up in 2 orientations, with each half of the headstock wound in a direction away from the center. Next, that tune-o-matic bridge isn't attached to the guitar, it's held there by string tension. I highly recommend keeping one old string attached, like the D or G string, during your process so the bridge doesn't fall off. Lastly, it's not the easiest to adjust intonation on this bridge. You'll need a small screwdriver to reach the intonation screw holes with the bridge pickup in the way. But difficulties aside, I find that this bridge and this design stays in tune better over the Inspire. Now, the Inspire is the complete opposite. It's not the easiest to restring from the back, as the backplate is in the way of the string holes in the trem block. But once you're able to get the old strings out and pull the new strings through, the strings can all be wound in the same orientation at the headstock. You don't need to worry about the bridge dropping off because the entire assembly is attached to the guitar, so you can change all strings at once. A very quick note, some of you will be tempted to take away the backplate in order to reach the springs better, but do not do that because there is a cable attached to this backplate. Just take a look at this clip.
Basically, when I was trying to push the strings out of the bridge, which you guys just saw, they kept hitting this backplate, and I was like, oh, I'm just gonna be a smart guy and remove the backplate and make my life easier. However, there is a wire attached to this backplate. I might have just made this not work. So if you're changing strings and you hit that backplate and you just think to yourself, oh, I'm just gonna take the backplate off, it'll be easy. Don't just, take the extra 2 seconds to get them out through the holes.
Intonation is easier to adjust because the screw holes are located at the back of the bridge. All that being said about how beneficial the synchronized trem is, I'm finding that this bridge and this design doesn't stay in tune as well as the Nova Go Sonic. So be prepared to retune several times in a live set. To sum up this section, you need to find which guitar's ergonomics, balance, and maintenance procedures are going to match your level of comfort and playability requirements, as well as minimizing frustrations when restringing your guitar. Speaking of procedure, it's time to hit that like button if you found value in this video. It's just standard operating procedure when you're watching YouTube. Thank you. Next up, number 2, electronics differences. The Nova Go Sonic has 2 humbuckers with a 3-way pickup selector going from position 1 through 3, bridge, both pickups selected, and neck. But there's more. This pickup volume knob is also a pull switch that turns the neck pickup from series to parallel connection. It's a way of making it more single coil-like, but without the accompanying hum, and I think it works well. So you have an extra flavor of neck pickup and an extra flavor of the middle position. The Inspire has 3 pickups in a HSS configuration, that's humbucker, single coil, with a 5-way pickup selector. Positions 1 through 5 select the bridge pickup, bridge and middle, middle and neck, and neck pickup. Next up, I'm going to play the same riff on both guitars, focusing on the bridge and neck pickups using the same rig. Now, I recognize it's not a scientific test at all, but it's the closest that we'll get to a real-world situation. The golden question, which one sounds better? It's really up to you. Some people prefer the neck pickup to be a single coil, others hate push-pull knobs because of the extra step required to activate it. You really had to try it out for yourself. To sum up this section, pickup configuration, whether it's 2 humbuckers versus HSS, is just one part of the picture. You need to find which guitar's control scheme fits you better. You know, older generation Singaporeans have this mindset. If it's more expensive or if it's newer, it must be better. That shouldn't be how you assess a guitar's suitability. We're all built differently with different preferences, and I think Enya has gone in a terrific direction to cater to Les Paul style and Strat style players. The key is to find a guitar that's right for you, and if that's the older Novago Sonic, so be it. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. And what about you? Which guitar are you leaning towards? Which style suits you and why? Let us know in the comments below. Do check out the previous videos I've done where I've explored the Novago Sonic and the Inspire in detail. See you there.